sponsored by my OnlyFans, where I do my meaningful sex educational content, fitness, health, nutrition, relationship advice, and more. Hi guys, and welcome to Gadget Reviews, and with me is Logan once again, my dear friend, and we are going to talk about Obi Wan Episode 4 with spoilers, because who cares at this
By this
point?
point.
I mean, there's not like, something important happen, that matters at all. So,
Well, it's established that you should not bring a blaster in an underwater base, so. But yeah, we'll get to that.
obviously, the dark side, the Empire are idiots, and they like to do glass underwater that is not bulletproof at all.
I mean, maybe the Emperor doesn't give much money for things like that, who knows? I
Yeah,
mean, they did have, the Death Star, which you can blow up with just some rockets into a hole, so probably there is an engineering flaw somewhere in the Empire as
yes,
a whole.
there's a direct path to that thing that you're supposed to blow up
Yeah,
the Death Star.
yeah.
Anyway,
With
that's
one
another
shot,
topic,
so.
guys. So this episode was first shorter. It was 36 minutes, which
Oh,
for us
thank
is
God.
amazing. I love
Yes.
that.
Thank the Force.
Thank the Force. And yeah, well, that was great. That's the best actually thing about this episode. So maybe that's the best episode, or the worst, depending on how you look at it. From the length, it's definitely the best. And okay, then you see some stuff about Leia. Well, she's pretty.
I
Well,
mean,
she's.
let's be honest. This show is about Leia. I mean,
I mean, kinda.
yeah. So I mean, they show what happens with her as a character. I mean, so.
When none of the characters are fleshed out or done well at all. So when high optic, so it's absolutely like so irrelevant. There's one character here, Tala.
Tala. Yeah, Tala.
Yes, she's from Game of Thrones. I mean that actress, and she's great. She did the smartest things in this episode. She was like undercover agent basically.
But did she start it off as from the Empire, and then she switched sides? That's what I couldn't understand, or I forget about it.
No, I think she was just undercover and never was a part of them because she said so. She said so to Riva. I was never
Okay,
a part
good.
of, yeah. And Riva is one of that, that type of character that looks kind of like she is immature and patient and very eager to prove herself to Vader. So there's that.
Yeah, but that's the only thing.
I mean, that's not good.
Yeah.
She's just kind of an annoying character to this point. Who was about to make Princess Leia into a fricassee or something. And thanks to not Obi-Wan, I mean,
Who was busy walking very slowly in a
yes,
corridor
yes,
full of Jedi.
full of fossilized Jedis, which is horrifying at all, but I mean, he totally forgot that it was urgent to save Leia.
And actually, Leia screams twice or even 3 times. Ben, Ben, and at the third time, he remembers, oh wait, I was doing something.
Yes. Well, she was screaming, "Can somebody help? Please somebody help!" I'm not sure that she said actually
Or,
then.
yeah.
But she did
Yeah.
screamed a lot, and it looks like it looked like he was hearing her. And let's not forget, he still has the Force. He's just a bit rusty on using it because he has his own inner mourning. He's in mourning that Anakin became Darth Vader and he became a Sith and he betrayed everything that Obi-Wan was taught. Taught that he was teaching him, and it's a huge trauma to Obi-Wan. Okay, we get it, we got it. Totally, for 10 years he was just degrading. He couldn't use his Jedi wisdom to overcome that at all. For some reason, he just couldn't. I guess Jedi wisdom means nothing.
This still does not explain how was he planning on protecting and training Luke at some point if
if he's already so rusty and
Yes,
cannot
and
do it
rigid, and
himself,
yeah.
he cannot be a Jedi himself. So he was very urgent. I mean, urgently, going to save Leia. They were already there with Tala
Mm,
infiltrating, which was still because of Tala.
yeah.
If Tala wasn't there, they don't have clearance. They don't have access to
Yeah,
anything,
she opened the door.
anything at all.
She guess what to do with the guy who said you have no clearance or things like that. I mean,
Yeah.
if Obi Wan has hit power, he could march to it and say you don't need to see my clearance. Get the sword, kill all the people there. I mean, and here we go. But no, I
But
mean
no.
that's kind of probably they show us the difference here because Tala spent a lot of time, maybe again 10 years or let's say a lot of time to actually infiltrate and to hone her skills and things like that. Meanwhile, back at
Mean,
the desert, somebody was doing nothing.
yes.
So let's not say who, but we know.
It's not that guy over there.
No, no, totally not.
Over there.
Totally not.
I
I
say it's
mean,
this guy.
yeah, I mean, he was working. He was working, stealing meat, feeling bad for no reason. But yeah, okay.
Feeling
So
bad.
yeah,
Well, it's
feeling
not
bad,
his fault. I mean,
feeling bad, losing conscious. Yeah, so
this is a great line from Johnny Bravo. By the way, reference to Johnny Bravo.
I mean, can we watch a show about Tawa now? Let's say,
Can we
or
watch a show
something
about
like that.
Johnny Bravo? Like,
Instead, yes, it could be a Star Wars parody
or just
also.
tell us. So it was just insane. I mean, she did all of that. She saved them the first time. She saved Obi-Wan and Princess Leia the first time. She got them to refuge. She brought them to that Inquisitor base or whatever that was. She got the clearance. I mean, she talked to Reva and almost convinced her that she's not an agent.
Almost, yeah.
And she appeared just in time to save Leia, while Obi-Wan was like, "Look at all of those fossilized Jedi's."
Yeah, oh my god. Not to mention that actually, also, if you go back to episode 3, she was the one who saved Obi-Wan from Vader.
Oh my gosh, yes.
so, yeah, I mean,
Tala for the win.
Tala for the win, apparently. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
Tala is amazing. A very good agent that actually is adequate, knows what she's talking about,
yeah.
knows how to talk to the Empire's soldiers and whatever. And she bought him a lot of time. So after that, we see, Obi-Wan running finally with Leia. And he did the only badass thing that he did here so far, which was, two stormtroopers were guarding Leia, and the room was very dark. So he just lighted a lightsaber out of nowhere and killed one, and then switched it off and went around and switched it on again and killed the other stormtrooper. So that was like
Yeah.
cool thing, kind of like stealth thing. Then we see the stupidest thing ever, where stormtroopers are shooting at him from one side, then there was one from behind him, and a lot of stormtroopers just in front of him, and he was blocking the stormtroopers, but that one guy, he was just standing there waiting and not shooting, and then tried to shoot, but when he tried, then Obi-Wan turned around and blocked that, ricocheted, I think,
I mean,
basically.
I don't think that the stormtroopers are being told, wait for your opponent to face you and then shoot. I mean, they probably teach him shoot him in the back. So, why was he waiting? I don't know.
He was just watching the battle.
Ah, yeah, okay. Oh, look at this Jedi. He's doing great against my guys over there. Yeah, let's see them.
Look at shiny things.
So, yeah. Oh, a
Shiny
lightsaber.
lightsaber and pew 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 pew.
At least it was a cool scene again with remembering that actually you can reflect, the blasters with the lightsaber. I always like watching that. But
Which is the same thing that
yeah.
you can do in that the Star Wars game, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is awesome
Yeah.
when you can do that with that character. Which there's some rumors that maybe we can see him in live action.
Cool.
The
Nice.
actor looks the same, actually kind of worse than his. But yeah, they took his likeness, but mostly when he's playing the Joker and Gotham or whatever.
Yeah, I know him from there. He plays a character that's supposed to be the Joker, but we can't say that it's the Joker. But he actually plays three of them.
But then it's not a joke,
That show
but
is
then it is.
bonkers. No, we can't say that.
Okay, we cannot say this. So guys, then the next ridiculous thing was, some of the stormtroopers shot the glass because they're underwater at this point, and the glass started breaking, and then Obi-Wan had to hold it with the powers, which all of a sudden now he has the the force to that extent because
But
previously he couldn't move anything, like
but in
he
the scene
couldn't
before
move
that,
like a single thing.
we see him how he struggles to move
Exactly what I'm
a
talking
small
about.
thing. Yeah, so
Exactly.
uh,
He was like,
I mean, so it's there, but it's not. I mean, maybe when he's under pressure. So
yeah.
and then, I mean, what is this now? The Hulk or?
Yeah, all of a sudden he can do it. And that required a lot of strength, so it's not like he's performing something that, it's super easy. He went from almost zero force to 10
Yeah,
or something
I
like
mean,
that.
it kind of reminds me when Luke first was trying to, pull up that ship from the swamp, and then again, he was a student. Then Obi-Wan
Yeah.
is not a student, so
He is as strong as a student, like in early stages of development. So he's like an old Padawan.
oof,
New Padawan that's
yeah,
old.
new
Just happens
new
to be
old
older.
Padawan.
And then guys, the next ridiculous thing was that Tala, him and Leia tried to go on the deck or just outside of the base and get to some kind of a ship so they can escape. And he had a huge raincoat kind of a
A
thing,
trench coat. Yeah,
a trench coat on him, and under that was Leia, and
And he was wearing a cap, these Empire caps that the other.
and he has full beard, and everyone else are like,
And the longer hair, and all the
yeah.
other soldiers are, crinkled, shaved, and with, proper hairs. And they're just walking, this guy with the beard and the gigantic trench coat with two other legs under it that you can clearly
And a
see.
head like here in this part of his body, and he's like, holding like this, Leia just picking.
And nobody notices. I mean, everybody.
Nobody.
There were literally guys who were past. I mean, let's say that the stormtroopers have something on their visors, I think so. But there were other guys with uniforms, and nobody sees a thing.
And
They didn't
officer,
look busy.
imperial officer, whatever Tala was supposed to be pretending to be.
Yeah.
She's walking with some guy with a trench coat and a huge thing, a
And a
huge
beard.
bulge on the side, and legs. Once again.
Yeah, I mean, as we said before, what is this now? The Ninja Turtles. I mean,
The parody of Star Wars?
Yeah, I mean, you put a hat and a trench coat and nobody recognizes you. So, and even that, trench coat, I have never seen actually an Empire soldier with a trench coat like that. So,
That looked like something that we would have today.
yeah, where would this come from? I mean, it would have been look better if they actually put a layer in some sort of a bag and then they were. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, stupid.
There's no easy way to hide
And then
Leia.
actually,
She's not that
of
small.
course, Reva sees through the disguise because maybe she has glasses, unlike the other guys. They stop, some of the stormtroopers are around them, but then you can see how some stormtroopers actually don't stop. And I say, oh, why didn't you stop? Everybody stopped.
They're just on another
they're
thing.
going to be okay without us. Let's just continue
They
to
have
our
tasks.
things, They have tasks to do.
They
So,
have
yeah.
tasks. And then two ships, which I never seen this type of ships in Star Wars before. Two ships from the rebels, basically.
Yeah, they have it in episode 5, I think. Yeah, in
really?
in the ICC. Oh, at least it looked like that model could be something like that. Yeah.
Well, anyway, sorry guys, it is midnight. We have to go to bed. Yeah, what I was talking about.
You see, the show was that boring, so she's already leaving. So these
yeah.
two ships appear to save them.
Yeah, and they did, and they managed to get to one of them, but the second one couldn't make it because Reva threw something at it. I don't know what that
like
was.
a bomb or something.
Like a battery almost.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked very weird, but it managed to explode somehow.
Yeah.
She threw it so hard that it was with the strength and the force to like explode anyway. So that guy died, and they were like all sad returning to the base, and we were like, who's that guy?
He was called Wade. And I mean, the moment his ship explodes, the other pilot of the other ship that was a girl who screams, "Wait!" And we say, "But who was that? And why do we care now?" I
Who
mean,
are you and
who are you
what
and
did
what
you
did you
want?
want? I mean, they didn't show him before that. Then appears another guy who apparently sent them. We saw him earlier. He didn't want to participate in that, and now everybody is sad because of Wade. But I mean, was this secretly Deadpool? I mean, Wade, that he died there because was it this his sneaky
We're supposed
Disney
to
Star
know,
Wars
but
appearance? Should we care? Was it him? So I mean,
yeah.
although I would watch a show about Wade now more than Obi Wan because by this point everybody's more interesting.
Well,
So,
I mean, I get the point, that guy Wade was supposed to tell us, well, there's
it's a war,
casualties, and yeah,
casualties.
because, Tala says, well, I guess you're all soldiers now. Which, okay, that's fine, but, if there was a guy that had more than 10 seconds on screen, maybe I would care more,
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying. And Ivy says, hey, are you hiding a whole entire huge human being underneath your coat? Oh, okay, I'll take your word for it. I guess I wish you a good day.
Yeah, that's probably a Jedi trick. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm not hiding a full human over here. Yes.
He
Look at my
could
trench
have
coat.
done this to anyone in the series so far, but he haven't. He could have done this on that carrier where the stormtroopers came along, and he didn't do anything. He
Yeah,
didn't even know how
yeah.
to lie properly
No,
at
nothing.
all,
I mean,
how to pretend about
as if he
anything,
forgot everything. I mean,
even how to be a normal functioning guy that is undercover for anything really.
I don't think even if I mean I lost all hope for that show now for episodes. I had hope until 3 episodes, but so even if by some unknown reason by
By
the end of
George!
by George, great Scott, even if he remembers all the things because I mean in episode 4 of the movies, we see the old Obi-Wan who knows pretty much everything he knows. So even if by the end of episode 6 he remembers them, I mean it would be hard for me to believe that Obi-Wan in episode 4 of the movies that we see is the same guy over here, kind of. Like, you can't just, forget those things and then unforget them and other things. I mean, it's kind of confusing now. So, and Obi-Wan is my favorite character. I mean, the Obi-Wan that Ewan McGregor plays. And I don't see him here.
Yeah, he's
I
not
just, I
there.
just don't. I
Even
mean,
when he speaks, his voice sounds so insecure and so
yeah.
weak. It's ridiculous.
But maybe people will tell us in the comment, but Gary, this is what the show's supposed to show you, the drama behind his thing now because, Anakin and he's insecure and things like that. Why though?
Yeah.
Why though? I mean, there are literally books and comic books with Obi-Wan which are not part of canon now. Sadly, they were before Disney.
But they're better.
That actually shows you what happens in that period and that he has some great adventures on Tatooine or different places without forgetting his powers. And I thought that the show was going to be something like that, but
But
guess
anything
not.
is better than this,
Anything
I
is better. I
think.
mean, there is a book called Kenobi that is now part of the Star Wars Legends that they rebranded them. That those things are not canon; they are legends. But still, I mean, in that book, he lives there on Tatooine, watches over Luke, but he has the Force.
Yeah.
And I mean, things happen between some of the farmers that are from Tatooine, these sand people that say,
He didn't go into depression like Aaron
and
Mantry.
no, he actually step up and helps the farmers and things like that. He fights with the sand people. He protects the people from there. Some of them know, yeah, that's Kenobi there. We're going to, not say who he is. Why not this?
But here, a
You know,
Jedi died, and I'm pretty
just,
sure a few people died because he never
Yeah,
intervened at all. He didn't do anything to help those people, and even a younger Jedi that was so determined to, go and warn whoever he could and escape from
Yeah.
the Empire and all of that, he just died like for nothing because, Obi-Wan couldn't protect him at all. So yeah, that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, he protected people, although he was, a younger Jedi.
Yeah.
But Obi-Wan didn't. He didn't do anything. He's like so afraid to do anything in this. He's literally afraid. He barely steps up.
Yeah,
Uh,
and he clearly says in some of the other episodes that his mission is to watch over the boy and
how?
train him. But how though?
To be inadequate,
And actually, you'd also tell him, the boy
rusty.
take care of him, take something like you would say. So, I mean, if he tells you that, why do you forget that? Why do you become so, afraid of the things and you forget them? And what's the plan here?
No one knows. But
Nobody
that's the
knows. Yes,
point.
that's the point.
Tala saved him, saved
Everybody.
Leia again.
If I'm Leia, and if by the end of episode 6 something happens and Tawa,
By
let's say,
George.
dies by George, or actually she stays, let's say that she doesn't die, and this is the story, and I'm now full-grown Princess Leia, and I'm in trouble. Why on earth would I send a message saying, "Help me, Obi Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope," and not send it to Tawa instead? And say, "Listen, Tawa, this old guy there didn't do nothing many
Yeah.
years ago, so can you just please help me?"
Yes.
Kind of more logical. So, I mean, you saved me 3 times while he was watching in a corridor with the other Jedi's and things like that. So help me, Tawa, you're my only hope. So help us, Tawa, you're our only hope to have kind of more interesting
You're only
episodes
an
at the end.
adequate person that actually can do something in this show.
Yeah.
And, Darth Vader was there for like 10 seconds, and there was a
And
scene.
of course, probably many people will say this is the greatest episode ever because he was there for 4 minutes.
And said something that not even 4 minutes. But at the beginning of the episode, him and Obi-Wan, they're in the water recovering, so to speak, because Darth Vader has to have this like a recovering session maybe each day in the water, so he's
Bubble
not in
bath.
the suit. In the same time, Obi-Wan is doing the same thing because of his arm, but him and Vader are like struggling almost, or Vader is attacking him with the power, so Obi-Wan is like struggling within his
With
own
memories and
yeah, so that was kind of unclear what was happening exactly there. So Obi-Wan came out of the water and he didn't fully heal because, he was, well,
he couldn't do even that properly.
yeah, he can't even calm his own mind, let alone connect with
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn, let alone like overcome anything that has to do with Vader. So there's that. And thank you, dear Ivy, and for that. Obi-Wan script, and here enters the monkey chore and dancing flamingos, and it's a wrap. Yes, and one more thing that I said actually, and dear guys, thank you for this, and of course welcome. Optic says, "What a tragedy that show! This show another wasted opportunity." Yeah. And Ivy says, "You haven't seen a thing." Continues to hide an elephant's head popping out of his shirt. Yes, of course. Everyone, I mean, every day there's a guy there with a trench coat passing
Of course,
with a little kid under it, trying to hide
Sure,
it.
with beard and hair.
Yeah, totally looking like he's just one of the common villagers in any planet
Sure.
that the
He
Empire is
decided, I'm
terrorizing.
going to join the Empire today. So,
So now I'm gonna go through this deck of high security and battleships and battle gear, just casually passing by. Just don't mind me. I'm totally not blending in here.
walking side by side with the officer that actually was interrogated 5 minutes ago.
Well, they don't know everything. Okay, help me, Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan again. Obi-Wan, well, in Bulgarian it's even funnier to make fun of his name now because of this. So Obi-Wan Tapodi, which means that he is dumb, or Obi
dumb,
Dummy.
we can say Obi dumb.
Obi Dummy. Obi-Wan the Dummy. Obi, I don't know.
The Mobi.
The Mobi.
Obi-Wan the Mobi, I can say.
The parody of
So
himself.
yeah, help me, George Lucas, what they have done with my character. I wonder if he's watching those things. By the way.
By George, I think they don't get it.
By George Lucas, they don't get it.
By George, I think they effed it up.
Can we now just please call John Favreau and
And
what is going on?
yeah, and this other guy that I
So
always forget.
yeah, I mean,
But yeah, they're
so
geniuses, those two. It's Obi-Wan, Obi-2, Obi-Wan 2 there.
it's yeah. We'll find it by 10. The real one will be
Yes.
find out by 10. So yeah, I mean,
And only
by
two
all
episodes
the
left.
only 2 episodes left, and this was like a few episodes. Like when you're watching anime that you have these longer episodes, and around 90 of them are fillers, which is a different story that has nothing to do with the story so far. I mean, so yeah, this video was
Amazing.
yeah. From all the four now, this was definitely the most boring one. So,
Yeah.
and that's a lot.
And ridiculous, with the breaking of the glass, with the, reflecting of the guns,
Yeah,
and like one guy behind it, nobody's hurt, and yeah, all of those things. So guys, we really gotta go. It's pretty late, but yeah, we hope to do Top Gun as soon as possible, because that's gonna be good. Top Gun, the first one compared to the second one.
Talking about a good thing.
That's a good thing. That's a very good thing, guys. So
Palette cleanser. Yeah.
yeah, palette cleanser. So stay tuned for that and whatever is possible for tomorrow. And well, yeah, guys, love you. Sleep well. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time. If you'd like to support me, where OnlyFans, where I do all my coaching, physique updates, all of that. And until soon with me and Logan. Bye bye.